Looking at ordering a 2019 or 2020 F-250 equipped with the 6.2 liter gas engine, or maybe even the new 7.3 liter gas engine, one of the best features to add would have to be the medium duty batteries, the medium duty dual batteries, along with the extra heavy duty alternator. So this is a 6.2 liter 2019 F-250, and I know in 2020 they're going to be coming out with a 6 point or a 7.3. But on this particular truck, one of my favorite features has got to be the addition of the medium duty dual batteries. So they're not the biggest batteries in the world. They are only 750 cold cranking amps. I don't know exactly what the reserve capacity is, but usually when the cranking amps aren't that high, the reserve capacity is a little bit higher, and it's just really nice to be able to have that extra cranking amperage and reserve capacity, because even though they're only 750 cold cranking amps, when you put both of them together, you get a significant amount of power. And we're running a snowplow, and we haven't had any issues. Before, we had a 200 amp alternator and one battery, and it just killed that battery. It was always starved for power. The engine would sometimes lose a little bit of power, but also we noticed that the heat and different things inside of the truck would start to shut down when you really start working that plow. With this, I mean, I would imagine the dual spark plug system on these 6.2s use a lot of energy. You have literally 2 coil packs, I would think. And I would imagine that having dual spark plugs uses a lot of power. And we definitely noticed that the engine would lose a little bit of power and the computer would start to shut things down. And there was just no way to correct this issue with the old truck, which is part of the reason why we upgraded. So dual batteries, and also keep in mind that with the Super Duty gas engines, you can get an extra heavy duty alternator or an extra heavy duty alternator. And talking to the local rebuild shop that does alternators, they said that the Ford heavy duty alternator was top of the food chain as far as build quality, and you should never have an issue with your alternator. Because I was kind of thinking about rebuilding one of these alternators, and they told me that they, from the factory, from Ford, they use some of the best components money can buy, so they're really a non-issue. But overall, if you're looking at a new Super Duty, chances are you're probably going to use it for work or for play. If you got an RV or something like that, you can get the dual battery setup, and maybe down the road even update the batteries to something a little bit better, maybe a Optima battery, or maybe whatever deep cycle. You at least have the tray in place to do a dual battery, and just having a reserve capacity. I know my F-150, it runs a little bit low. It runs a little bit low on power sometimes. It only has one battery, and there's no room under the engine bay for more batteries, so it just works out real good. This engine bay is huge. You have on the 6.2, you have tons of room, and I think it's because of the fact that you can also get a 6.7 the 6.7 turbo diesel, and if you got that engine, you have no room. But because the 6.2 compared relatively smaller compared to the 6.7 Power Stroke, man, look at all the room you have. If you ever changing out your spark plugs, you can get right in there and get to the spark plugs on this side at least. And over here on the passenger side, same deal. You can reach all the spark plugs, it looks like, from up top, maybe even down from the wheel well. So that's nice to know. I know in the old model Super Duty, the old steel body, you had to kind of take out the cover. You had to take out the wheel well liner in order to get to the spark plugs. But it looks like on this particular truck, you can reach all the spark plugs from the top, so that's nice. But overall, enjoying the 2019 Super Duty. The air filter is huge. You got this big cone style air filter compared to the old Super Duty, which had a much smaller air filter. But overall, best thing you can do if you're ordering one of these, or if you're looking for one of these, even if you're a dealer or whatever, dealerships should order this feature because it's relatively cheap and it's pretty difficult to add it after the fact. So you definitely, I mean, if a dealership had all trucks like this with dual batteries, it'd be easier to sell. It's like a couple $100 option from the factory. So definitely consider doing this if you're ordering one of these trucks. The 240 amp alternator is from the factory is, you know, unbeatable as far as power is concerned. So you could run a lot of accessories on this thing and you'll never be starved for power. So like I said, our plow, we run a big double winged plow, and previously the alternator and battery were not keeping up, but now it's not an issue. But we're also thinking about running a big power inverter inside of the truck to charge up our work batteries, and having a big alternator, big batteries, it's just a dream come true. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. Comment below and hope to hear from you soon. Bye.